Good morning, this is Dr. McDaniel at GNY Corner. I'm a board certified obstetrician gynecologist in New York City, and today I'm in New Jersey at the horse farm because it's Saturday. My daughter Joy's doing her lesson this morning. She's 9 years old. She's been riding horses since she was 3 here in New Jersey at Baymar Farms. And every Saturday we are here from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And my daughter Jill, who is 13 now, she's been riding since she was 5. She goes from 8 a.m. to 8:30. And Joy weather's perfect for people who love fall because it's really nice and sunny, but it's not cold. There's a little bit of a breeze, and I am always cold, so I have a sweatshirt and a scarf on, but most other people, like my kids, morning, are just wearing short sleeves. So let's see. For the last week or so, I've been talking about different kitchen elements, basically, and the vagina. I've spoken about tea tree oil and its use in the vagina, garlic and its use in the vagina, apple cider vinegar and its use in the vagina. Let's see, I feel like I'm missing something. Tea tree oil, apple cider vinegar, garlic, boric acid, of course, and its use in the vagina. And today I'm going to speak on coconut oil and its use in the vagina. Now, coconut oil has become all the rage for about the last 5 to 6 years or so. And people are using coconut oil for everything. A lot of people are eating it raw because of its essential fatty acids. It's a healthy fat, and it's a non-animal fat for people who are vegetarians or have intestinal GI issues with animal fats and meats. So people have been eating it raw. People have been using it in their hair and on their skin for moisturizing. In the last few years, I've had patients asking about the use of coconut oil in their nether parts. So coconut oil is a really great moisturizer. Obviously, if someone's allergic to nuts, they're not able to use coconut oil at all. My oldest son's allergic to nuts. He can't have anything with coconut oil at all. He breaks out in hives immediately. So if you're not sure if you might have a nut allergy or a nut sensitivity, then you'll want to take a little dab of coconut oil, place it on the inside of your arm or elbow, a little patch about a dime to quarter size area, rub it in, and then watch to see what happens over the next 24 hours. If you don't have any issues from it, then you're fine. So the coconut oil is a really good moisturizer for the skin. A lot of people who have eczema or even psoriasis will use it. It has been tested in lots of research studies around the world. It is definitely an antifungal. The antibacterial aspects are kind of hit or miss. The studies are too small. Some opponents will say that the coconut oil has a higher pH, so it's not good to use vaginally because it will cause a vaginal shift and it can potentially cause a microbiome change, and it can cause a bacterial biofilm. Those statements are not completely founded, so the pH for coconut oil is really for non for somewhat contaminated coconut oil. So you can get coconut oils with varying degrees of virginity or veracity. So if you get 100% pure coconut oil, virgin coconut oil, there shouldn't be any contaminants in it if it's 100%. And it's thought that the pH is a non-issue if it doesn't have contaminants, and also because if it's fresh, it's not rancid. So the pH issue is really a water. pH is based on water-soluble elements. Obviously, fat's not water-soluble, so it doesn't truly have a pH. It's fairly benign. But as the oils start to become rancid, or if they're contaminated, they do start to break up some of the fat. The triglycerides with the fat starts to break up as it becomes rancid or less pure, and it can start to release acids and start to shift the pH. So if it's pure, non-contaminated, and it's fresh, then it shouldn't be an issue about shifting the pH and causing changes in the bacterial levels. Whether it can be used as an actual antibacterial has not been founded. They have used it over the years for certain skin infections, and people have found relief, but it's not well founded, and it's also thought to be due to perhaps their body healed themselves because of the environment was improved with the moisturization. So it's a little bit hard to found that, but it definitely has been shown to be an antifungal, and in a lot of the studies an antifungal against Candida albicans, which is one of the major vaginal yeast infection culprits. So if someone has eczema or contact dermatitis or mild jock itch, I have told women over the years, and it works very well, to use the coconut oil on the outside of the vagina where the skin is irritated or dry or flaky, and that seems to work really well, to just apply a thin layer of oil to the inner creases of the thighs, the outer lips, the labia majora, the mons, around the back towards the bottom perianal area, to apply that ideally at least 2 to 3 times a day. For about 5 to 7 days is the usual, or at least until they feel back to normal, 1 to 2 days after they're feeling back to normal. As far as a vaginal yeast infection goes, the results are variable with that, and I think it really just depends on whether or not the lady actually has a real yeast infection with Candida albicans, not with any of the minor yeast players, glabrata, torrilepsis, or parapsilosis, what the concentration of yeast infection is, how bad it is, and if it's really purely yeast or if it has a bacterial or different contaminant. So if someone really does have just a vaginal yeast infection and they catch it early with the coconut oil, it does seem to work well. And as I mentioned with the tea tree oil and the apple cider vinegar, there are 2 different ways to do it, with the tampon or as a suppository. So with the tampon, you want to use the liquid coconut oil. So you want to take the coconut oil, and then you can either warm it on low in the microwave for 10 seconds or so, or you can put it in a small vial or bowl, get a hot washcloth, place ideally a glass bowl, place that bowl on the hot washcloth, and as the bowl warms up, it will melt the coconut oil. Then you can take a tampon in its applicator, plastic applicator, soak that in the coconut oil, and then immediately place that soaked coconut oil tampon in the vagina. And you can do that before you go to bed at night for 5 to 7 nights in a row, or you can do it 3 to 4 days by placing it before you go to bed and first thing in the morning. That works really well. Alternatively, you can make a suppository. Suppositories you can make a mold yourself with tin foil or aluminum foil. Pour the liquid coconut oil or even just room temperature coconut oil, place that in the mold that you've created, and then put it in the freezer, and then you can just chop it up when you need it. Or you can buy gel capsules. They sell those at all the health food stores. The gel capsule, you'll want to get a 00 gel capsule or a 00 gel capsule. And then you place the oil in the capsules, either liquid or room temperature, doesn't matter. And then you simply place it in the freezer. And then you do the same thing. Apply it before bed or apply it first thing in the morning. Same as last time. If you're applying it first thing in the morning, you will want to consider wearing a panty liner or shield, because some of that oil will start to leak out a bit. It can stain your underwear. We all know oils are very difficult to remove. So coconut oil has been shown to be very helpful against skin irritations, minor rashes, jock itch, mild eczema, and for vaginal yeast infections with Candida albicans. They have been shown to be very helpful. Obviously, do the skin test to make sure you don't have a nut allergy. Obviously, you want to be confident that what you are really dealing with is just a yeast infection. It's nothing more sinister. And I hope that's been helpful information on coconut oil and the vagina. This is Dr. McDaniel at GNY Corner. I'm a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist in New York City, Midtown Manhattan. And please check out the YouTube channel. It's also called GNY Corner. If you have a commute or you work from home, check out the podcast. Those are today's radio stations. Podcast also called GNY Corner. We're on 8 different platforms: Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple iTunes. And I didn't do it this week, but I'm going to do it over the weekend. I'm going to list all of the 8 platforms on the YouTube and on the Facebook Live channels, so you can check them out. Please like, subscribe, follow, and please leave comments and suggestions on topics you'd like to hear. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. Bye.